Keegan Bradley and the United States Ryder Cup team will be filled out today. He is scheduled to make his picks in T minus 28 minutes. Big Drive Energy Live, welcome to the show. I am at Big Drive Spence. He is at Big Drive Mitch. We're going to be auto-reacting to who Keegan Bradley picks. We have some predictions that we're going to show you, and we're going to talk a little golf before this goes live on the Golf Channel and he makes his picks. All right, let's tee it up. Big Drive Energy Live. Oh, my mic is on. Does that sound better?
Yeah, there you go. You sound a little better now.
Beautiful. Big Drive Energy Live. Here we are waiting on Keegan Bradley to make his Ryder Cup picks. You sent me a tweet from Tom and Marty's.
Shout out Tom and Marty's. We have no idea if that's a bar or if that's just a dude or what, but he's hilarious. And he actually has some pretty good golf insight as well.
Yeah, Tom and Marty's, great follow on Twitter. So ranking of the U.S. players not in on points. Strokes gained overall, Ben Griffin. FedEx points, Griffin. Wins, Griffin. Top 10s, Griffin. 25s, Griffin. Cuts made, Griffin. Scoring average, Griffin. Major top 10s, Ben Griffin. And let's just jump right into it, I guess. Unless you want to talk about your week real quick. You want to talk about what your last week? My week is a shit show. Moving is a joke. Moving with
your hot water heater,
bigger joke. Yeah. I have no hot water. Been showering at my old house, going back and forth from there to here, and doing laundry and switching switching back and forth, doing laundry, just moving boxes, dude. We even like. Allie and Ryan just moved and they told us like have them grab as much as you can, and we still kind of didn't do that. And it's the amount of stuff still at the place is just a little overwhelming. I got a lot of it out yesterday, but overall it's just been a cluster. And
really?
yesterday I did today was a big trash day at the old house, so I took a bunch of our stuff outside. We'll see how much is actually taken from the trash company, but I was giving away my like TV stand that I had in the basement because we have a different TV. We don't have a TV stand at the new house in the living room. And then I'm going to have a different TV stand in the garage that we had upstairs. So I was giving this one away for free. And as I was putting it out, no joke, 10 seconds later, some dude rolls by and snags it. And I was like, oh, fuck yeah, that's awesome.
You know, there's people that legit make a living finding free shit and then reselling it, right?
Oh, 100%. But that's not
which I do respect.
At this point.
No, absolutely. It's kind of a win-win for everybody because it's a side hustle for them or a full-time hustle, but it just takes the problem off of your hands. You just want to get rid of it. My week was good. We were out in Chicago. So I will say the one thing about going out to Chicago, and I say this every time, whenever I leave, it's almost a rock bottom for me food-wise, where I'm like, I got to dial my shit in and figure it out and not eat Portillo's and fucking deep dish pizza and shit every night, because there is zero healthy eating when I go to Chicago, unfortunately. We went to Portillo's we ordered Portillo's the first night. Just a legendary place. But we were picking up the order and I went in to grab it and it wasn't quite done yet. And I ordered a burger from Portillo's, which is a little like out of left field because they do a bunch of different shit. But I ordered a little like Chicago dog while I was waiting. So like a little appetizer Chicago dog. And then I had a burger and a little bit of like a cake shake. So then that just got me jump started on then, you know, we had pizza, we had a bunch of different other shit. And it's basically like, okay, I need to get back to the protein and the vegetables. I need to see some green shit going in my mouth.
I need to mix in a veggie every once in a while.
Yeah, the carbs out in Chicago are fucking ridiculous. But did get to play Cog Hill number 2, the Ravines course, which is awesome. Had a good time there. I actually played pretty well. So that felt good. Probably my best round of the year. I shot 4 under 68. So that felt nice. And it really didn't feel like I did anything that well. Oh, fuck off.
I was trying to get the balloons to come up. That's what I was trying to do. No, that's a great round. That's tidy, bro.
Yeah, no, it was solid, but there was honestly a lot of things that I really didn't hit it that well. It was one of those odd rounds where I hit some very good shots, but then I definitely hit some pretty wonky shots as well that were out of left field, but putted the ball pretty well and birdied 4 of the last 5 holes, because I had it 2 under on the front 9 and then bogeyed a couple holes, was back to even. Or no, I'm sorry, I bogeyed 1 hole. I bogeyed like 11, and it was a par 5 too. The only bogey I made on the back was that easy par 5 because I hit my drive right and just couldn't find it. So then I was kind of whatever. I wasn't going to look for it too hard. So bogeyed that and then made 4 more birdies coming in. So hit it pretty fucking good, relatively speaking, but still it didn't feel like it was one of those rounds where you feel good about it. Obviously, you shoot 4 under, but it wasn't like I don't know how to put it. I guess I feel like I could have gotten more out of it, and I didn't feel like I hit it that great. So, but that's just golf for you. Some days you feel like you hit it really well, and oh yeah, the Portillo's cake shake is ridiculous. It is so fucking good. Although I did throw it in the fridge for like 3 days because I only had a little bit of it, and then I was planning on maybe having some later, and the cake like absorbed all the liquid. And so I opened it back up and it was just like an inflated cake inside of the cup. And I was like, I'm good on this shit. It sounded
too much for me.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm going to throw this out. So I really didn't end up having much of it, but that shit is gas. Portillo's is something that I don't know how, and it is starting to go more nationwide at this point, but I don't know how it hasn't become more popular because it is so fucking good.
Yeah, I actually didn't have Portillo's while I was in Chicago. I had JP Graziano, one of the best sandwiches I've ever had in my life. I will go there every single time I go to Chicago. Absolutely phenomenal. The Mr. G with some artichoke on it. Just take the cheese off. Oh my God. Absolutely exquisite.
I've never had artichoke on a sub sandwich, and that just sounds off-putting to me. I do like artichoke, but just raw dog artichoke leaves, like, is that what you're talking?
Yeah, it's kind of like a half heart, half leaf, and it's just sitting in I'm telling you, it's not. If you like artichokes, it's worth it. It is 100% worth it.
Yeah, but you're definitely, you seek artichokes out more than I do. I'm not like, I'm going to buy you guys like have artichokes as a snack.
Artichoke is a buzzword for me. 100%.
You put artichoke in something, absolute buzzword for me. Well, is there anything else we got to cover? Should we just start talking a little Ryder Cup action here?
Yeah, well, do you want to, let's just do our what the fuck Wednesday real quick too, because just so everybody that's tuning in, this pod is extremely fluid right now. My son's currently watching Miss Rachel. I have a plumber appointment because I have no hot water, and that's part of my what the fuck Wednesday. Moved into a new house. Hot water heater is not working, so I've got a plumber appointment at some point in the next, could be 20 minutes, could be 3 hours, don't know when. So real treat there. But my other what the fuck Wednesday is yesterday. Sawyer got picked up by our nanny, I had the whole house to myself. And the first thing I'm opening is our new knives. And I absolutely like, this is the mediocre one. This one, like, it's bleeding through the band. Like, it was bleeding through the Band-Aid. And to make matters worse, I don't know where anything is. Like, I don't know where the Band-Aids are. Everything's in boxes or in certain new spots. And I was like running around the house with my hand in just a paper towel, blood's dripping everywhere. And it was just a great start to my my day. But
I feel like you're not very aware when it comes to having knives in your hand. You just do not focus enough to really have sharp objects in your hands because you're doing multiple things. I've watched you cut yourself grilling, cutting your own steak. You are a bull in a china shop, so you maybe need to reevaluate when you need to like dial it in and focus a little bit if you have a knife in your hand, because I just feel like you're free balling it out there, and then next thing you know, that knife is running through your entire hand, and that's just not ideal. So
Yeah, I am a little spacey most days, but some days I get locked in. Yesterday I got locked in and got a lot of shit done. Hopefully by the end of this weekend, this house is pretty ready to go. I'm pretty sick of the boxes and the things around. I'm super OCD about that. I hate stuff not being in the right place. Even my office right now is a complete mess. It just like I'm paralyzed by all of the work that needs to be done, where and then I've got a golf tournament to run this Friday. I've got a tailgate this Friday. I just like this whole week is just kind of flying by. I'm like trying to work on the house and have meetings and do the pods and all this. And there's nobody busier than me right now. Absolutely nobody.
The president of the United States looks up to you for how busy you are at all times. 100%. By the way, when you turned your head around, it looked like you missed a little spot on your neck shaving. So you might want to, you got some fuzzies back there. I'd try to hit that spot.
Well, to be honest, I shaved my entire head because of Shohei Ohtani. The light makes me look super bald, which I pretty much am. But the Rockies beat Shohei Ohtani, and I had to shave my head for that. Kind of a set. But I literally, all the hair is still in my bathroom right now because I started doing it about 15 minutes ago. I looked at my phone and it was 8:27, and I was like, oh shit, I got to get going. So the hair is still in the bathroom. I just closed the door. I'll handle it later. I still got like hair on my hands, and
dude, you're disgusting. You're very picky about certain shit, and then you just are so not picky about other shit that it really doesn't do it for me. My What the Fuck Wednesday, it's nothing I did, but it was something that I witnessed in the airport bathroom. And what do they call them? I'm not a horn watcher. I'm not a meat watcher. That's what they call them in the NFL locker rooms, apparently. But I see this dude walking up to the urinal to take a piss. He had shorts on, just pulls up the leg of his shorts and starts pissing.
You've never seen that?
No.
How old was he?
He was like probably 60.
Yep. That the first time I ever witnessed that, no fooling, Harry Fisher in the Spring Valley bathroom. He went in there and literally just pulled his left short leg up and pissed through that.
Dude, like, you have to have an absolute wrench on you to do that. I would just fill my shorts up. I don't know how these guys do this shit. It's fucking, I was flabbergasted. I have never seen anything like that in my life. And I was like, dude, talk about the epitome of, and this is just guys being dudes, like unbuttoning your shorts takes 2 seconds, but it takes like half a second just to lift the leg of your shorts up and just rip a hot piss right out of your shorts leg. I was blown away. So I guess
well, I will say
I'm familiar.
I don't know. Sometimes when you have to piss bad, that last 2 seconds of unzipping your shit and unbuttoning, I've pissed on my own shorts a few times doing that. Like if you can't wait any longer.
Oh yeah. When you're panicking, especially like getting off a flight. I mean, there's definitely an element to that. I also, let's talk about this for just 1 second. And maybe we have discussed this slightly, but you're totally against making friends on planes, aren't you?
Yes, I generally am. Oh, that reminds me. I got to get to this. You can go on with your story, but I've got a full note about my plane ride to Chicago.
Oh God. Oh yeah. I remember you wanted to talk about it. I mean, I made a friend on the plane, this dude like in his like early 60s. He sells software. Super cool guy. His name is Steve, lives in Orland Park, Chicago. One of his sons played golf in college. Him and I just had like a full rundown, and it got me thinking, him and I had a cocktail together. I ordered a cocktail and he's like, oh yeah, I'll do that. And then we just talked for like an hour and a half. Super cool dude. But I've made like friends and connections on planes before that I wouldn't say I talk to regularly, but there's definitely like I would reach out to them. And if I was in their city, most people do not live where I live or whatever, that you meet on a plane, but made some connections on planes. And I think that so many people are against talking on planes. It's like an old school thing. Like put your technology down, you fucking iPad kid. put your phone down, put your laptop down for 2 seconds and make a friend, and obviously it's not going to happen all the time. It just so happened that this guy started talking to me, but nothing wrong with talking to your fellow plane sitter.
Yeah, I'm not the most into that. So let me get into my plane ride. And
you hardly like talking to people that you're supposed to talk to.
This is one of the specific reasons that I don't make friends on the plane. So I get on the plane and I have my window seat left side of the plane so I can lay my head down, go to sleep. It's early. It's a 6 a.m. flight. Got to the airport about 4:30. First of all, I get on the flight and my AirPods had fallen out. I wear the same joggers on the plane almost every time, my Lulu joggers, and not a big deal. But they have a zipper pockets, and so I can zip my Zyn can, my phone up, and it's just like I know it's zipped in there in the pocket. Well, I didn't zip up my pockets at 4 a.m. heading to the airport, so my AirPods fell out of my pocket into my truck before I even got to the flight. So I get on the flight, I'm looking for my AirPods, can't find them. Go up to my row. The lady in the middle seat's already sitting there, bigger lady, but fine, whatever. And she's asleep on her hands. And I'm like, oh my God, okay, already. And so I'm like tapping her. I have to tap her like 3 times. Excuse me, hey, excuse me. And finally she wakes up and I'm like, that's my seat. And so I get sit down in my seat.
How do you fall asleep? Like, you got to be so fucking tired to fall asleep before everyone else is even boarded. That's nuts.
Oh, 1,000,000%. So she's asleep. I sit down, fine. And then these are just my notes. She's drinking out of her water bottle when she wakes up, and it's just the loudest, like glugging noise. And I'm like, "Are you?" And I don't have headphones.
That sounded like the Gluck 9000.
Oh yeah, she was glugging her water bottle. These are my notes. She also absolutely owning the armrest, which is fine because she's middle seat. I don't mind her having the armrest, but her elbow was in my side fat, like her elbow was touching my love handle.
So I wasn't full chicken wings, like fucking, like she's at a Black Friday sale trying to get in the front door.
Exactly. And then these are the notes. Exactly. Can't confirm it's her, but holy fuck, there was a fart that made my eyes water. It smelled like straight eggs. It was fucking terrible. Right as we're taking off the first 10 minutes, I'm like, this is the worst fart I've ever smelled in my life.
Real quick. Why did you just got dominated by a lady in the middle seat? You didn't give her a little elbow and like fucking squeeze your way in there?
She was honest, dude. She was backcountry.
Okay.
She was not like somebody.
You thought she was gonna fucking whip your ass?
No, I just didn't want to converse or fraternize with her at all. I didn't want any action. And then
but I will say though, real quick, I have to sit in the middle seat when Missy and I ride together because I'm, just beta, absolute beta, yeah. And Missy gets the window seat because I'm just a, chivalry's not dead type of thing. But I feel like as a middle seat person, you shouldn't get both armrests. You get one, and luckily, I know the lady that's on the window if I'm ever sitting in the middle, because if I'm by myself, then I'm on the aisle. But if I'm in the middle, I'm sitting with Missy, and we flip up the armrest so we can, chill. But I do not take both armrests when I'm in the middle seat. I feel like that's a little selfish if you're just fucking forcing everybody out on the aisle and the window. That's bullshit.
Okay, so maybe she is in the wrong there. I was actually okay with it, but I was working on my computer, and I've never been a big mad at people for reclining their seats. Like, if your seat reclines, you recline it. But the guy in front of me was reclining his seat, and this lady had me in a blender, so I'm literally typing like this. I have no room, but I have to get this work done.
Were you an economy plus?
No, I learned the upgrade thing. We talked about it in Chicago. I did it on the way home, got an exit row, great space, awesome. Great space, lots of space.
Very nice.
Lots of space. But yeah, so I'm typing like this. This is a disaster. And then I go, and the farts kept coming. And the kid behind us, there was a kid like probably 4 or 5 years old. He goes, you. And I started laughing so hard. And then she leaves for like 20 minutes. She goes to the shitter for like 20 minutes. And I'm like, thank God, like I got some breathing room. I started doing some work with my elbows out. She leaves, comes back, and in my notes, updates, Definitely her. Went to the shitter for 20 minutes, came back, and it smells like eggs again. So this lady was having something go wrong in her stomach the entire flight, ruined my time. And then she fell asleep again. And the lady next to her, when she fell asleep again, the lady next to her just reached over and turned her TV off. Just like, nope, I'm not having this. Turns her TV off. I was like, that's kind of a ballsy move. And then the last straw, which just completely, so the first like 30 to 40 minutes, I tried to sleep. I was trying to sleep. I was about probably 75% of the way to being knocked out. And she's trying to recline her seat, the lady next to me. She hits my button. I fucking fly back and wake up. And I was like, dude, I cannot believe the shit that is happening to me right now on this flight. It was a complete disaster flight.
Yeah. Flying is like a full blown you rarely get through a flight without something happening where you're just like flabbergasted at it. I also had a restroom scenario, not myself, somebody else. And it was wild. Like I was shocked that somebody could do that in a fucking airplane bathroom because that was unbelievable. I was shocked. I was ready to throw up. It was disgusting. Like
full on construction site porta potty.
Correct. After a fucking breakfast burrito. It was wild.
After full morning of Santiago's for the crew.
Exactly. After the full chorizo, green chili, there was some artwork in there that I'd rather not discuss. But yeah, flying is just a wreck anymore. It's always, yes, we are going to say the names once they are released. We will
have the names
live react.
Yep. Let's get to talking a little bit about the Ryder Cup. Let's get our predictions up there before we run out of time bullshitting about terrible flights. So here are our Ryder Cup 6-pick predictions. Rolling.
Roll it.
All right. So we both have Justin Thomas. I think Colin Morikawa makes the team. We both have Ben Griffin. We both have Cameron Young. And then I think Andrew Novak and Keegan Bradley ends up picking himself. Those are my official predictions for the final 6 captains picks of the Ryder Cup team. You can get into yours.
Okay. I mean, I actually do like the Andrew Novak pick. I think he kind of hosed himself slightly by just not playing very good golf later into the season, unfortunately, because he was on a heater in the middle of the year. It felt like he was somewhat of a no-doubter, relatively speaking. And Morikawa, to me, I don't think he has earned his spot on the team, if I'm being real honest. But I think that Sam Burns is going to get picked as Scotty Scheffler's emotional support match play partner. Patrick Cantlay's playing some pretty damn good golf. He's had a good last few weeks in the playoffs. Justin Thomas is that wily veteran that I think has earned a spot based on prior experience in the Ryder Cup, if I'm being dead honest, because he has struggled pretty mightily. He did win once this year, but other than that, he had a pretty rough back end of the season. Ben Griffin, we just talked about him, one of the hottest players, American players this year. Cameron Young, also very hot coming into the playoffs. And I think Keegan just needs to base it off of, and I did obviously think about Keegan Bradley. Chris Gotterup is a little bit of an outside shot, which I could see not happening. I would actually prefer, now I'm verbally saying this after I gave you these picks yesterday, but I would actually prefer Novak to Gotterup, because Novak and Griffin are two dudes that really were on the come up this year, and they both play really well together. They won the Zurich Classic in New Orleans as teammates. So I think those two could be a really good pair at Bethpage, but Gotterup is an outside chance. And so let's talk about this. Does Keegan, what is the worst scenario? Like Keegan not picking himself? Because it feels like everybody at this point wants him to pick himself, but he said he wasn't going to pick himself based on anything unless he actually earned the spot. Like he is focused on captaining the team. And then Lou Stagner tweeted about how shitty of a position they put him in, because he either picks himself and kind of looks like a dickhead, or he doesn't pick himself and everybody's bummed. But genuinely, he gives us a better chance to win than I think like a Colin Morikawa or even a Gotterup or Really, other than that, probably Sam Burns, I'd take Keegan over right now. But, there's guys on that team that have certain friends like Scotty Scheffler or Sam Burns, where obviously Scotty Scheffler is the number one player in the world right now. He's hot as hell. And if he wants Sam Burns on this team for doubles for the 4-ball, then I would totally understand where he's coming from. So I think Keegan's just been put in a tough position in general, because him being left off 2 years ago and in a position where he shouldn't have been, to now being in this spot where he's kind of in not a no win, but think about if the US team loses this Ryder Cup and Keegan picks himself and he plays poorly and they lose, he's going to be the most hated guy or not the most hated guy, but he's going to be looked at as one of the worst captains in US history. But on the other side of that, if he picks himself, he plays well, they win, it's just that much more of a weight on his shoulders if he plays and is the captain selecting these players. So it's just going to be very interesting to see what comes down. I do want him to pick himself, though. I don't know how many times I can say that. It's just going to be a waiting game to see what goes down. But Keegan has never been in the old boys club. He's not the Justin Thomas, the Ricky Fowler, the Jordan Spieth. And so I think he kind of can relate to these guys like Ben Griffin, like Andrew Novak, and Novak less than Griffin, because Griffin's just had a very good year all the way around. But Griffin is somewhat of a newcomer. He's somewhat of a quote unquote outsider. He's never played in a Ryder Cup before, but his play has genuinely earned him a spot. So I think Keegan can kind of relate to a guy like that. And I hope he, quote unquote, makes the right decision in putting Griffin on the team over a guy like Morikawa that's played in maybe like half a dozen events this year, it feels like.
Yeah, Griffin seems like the guy that is, just because of his name and his recent come up and his not long standing dominance, if you will, on the PGA Tour, feels like a guy. You're exactly right in saying that's Keegan basically last year, except Keegan had a better track record prior. So I think he gets in, but he would be the guy that makes the most sense of the 7 through 12 that doesn't get picked, that you would be like, all right, well, that kind of makes sense, and just because of the name. And I don't think Keegan's going to do that, but he's definitely the guy in 7 through 12 that makes the most sense, where if he didn't get picked, everybody in the world that doesn't really follow golf or just follows kind of in and out and has seen him not win any majors this year or anything like that is like, all right, cool. Like, I don't care that Ben Griffin's not on the team, and doesn't feel like that bulldog that you would need to kind of match up with this European Ryder Cup team. No, I think Keegan, as you said, is in a bad spot, but I think Keegan has, if he loses, especially, and picks himself, but I think him finishing in the top 12 changes everything for how it's viewed when he picks himself. Like if he was 13th and picked himself, anybody in the top 12 and everybody watching is kind of like, I don't know about this. Since he finished 11th, I think that opens up the door for, if he picks himself, you're like, theoretically he could pick 7 through 12. I don't expect that to happen, but it wouldn't surprise me if he just went 7 through 12 down the list and goes JT, Morikawa, Griffin, McNeely, himself, and then me. Brian Harman would be kind of a shocker. But like Cam Young, Patrick Cantlay, I don't expect the top 12 to be picked, but it would just be like an easy out for him, I guess, if you will, and any of the guys in the top 12, I would imagine, are going to be pretty bummed if they don't make it and they finish in the top 12.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, whenever you are a captain, you have tough choices to make. Somebody's going to end up disappointed, but I think Keegan has said from day one that he's planning on, putting all his effort and options into putting together the best team and not necessarily the team that everybody thinks he should put together. So I have a prediction that maybe we see one guy that feels like, not shouldn't be there, but maybe a guy that's a little bit of a surprise when it comes to it. So like, See, so you have JJ Spawn, who's never played in a Ryder Cup. He's kind of come out of left field. Russell Henley, I think, has never played in a Ryder Cup as well, it looks like. I could be wrong there. They just don't have a picture of him in the US. Okay. Here we go, Keegs. You can't hear my TV, can you?
No. Can you hear my TV?
No. The Ryder Cup starts 30 days from today. Real quick, what do you think of the US gear that's come out, the Ralph Lauren?
I love anything Ralph Lauren. I mean, it's tattooed on my chest, for God's sakes. Can you hear my TV now?
No. I saw something that was like
Those
the Ryder
bags
Cup
are electric.
Yeah, those bags look good. I think I am a little bit ahead of you.
Have you seen a pic?
No.
I'm at the part where they just went back to Keegan. Is this the new CEO of the PGA Tour?
No, this is the PGA of America guy, the most unimportant motherfucker in the world. No, he's I don't know what to call this guy, but no, he's not the PGA Tour CEO. The PGA Tour has nothing to do with the Ryder Cup, which is, you know, if they did, there'd be a shitload more commercials. They'd be running a fucking playing through right now in the middle of this. Oh, God. So they're going through all the guys who automatically qualified already.
Yeah, I'm way ahead of you then. Or is Keegan talking about it, you said?
Yeah, Keegan's talking about it. They just put up
okay,
the lineup of the and if you're listening to this on the audio, we apologize. We're trying to watch this and decipher what Keegan is saying.
If you're watching on the YouTube, give us a thumbs up. We'd appreciate that. We'd appreciate
thank you
all
kindly.
the love. Oh, he's got his paper like notebook. It looks like it's been very highly used. I fuck with that heavy. I still love me a good paper notebook.
Do you remember the nuclear golf tweet from 2 days ago saying that Sam Burns had been contacted and is planning on getting a spot? I don't know how much credibility to give to that, but I saw that Sam Burns indeed does have a spot.
That'd be shitty if something like that leaked.
Dude,
if I was Keegan and something like that leaked, I'd be like, okay, well, you just lost your spot, buddy.
Oh my God, he's got like a one pager on every single player.
The one sheeter.
Hit me with your best one sheeter. He's got a fucking play-by-play of every single dude that's qualified. My God. You don't have to blow them any further. They're already on the team. I really do wonder what kind of leadership. I think Keegan would be like a guy that would get in your face. He seems like that old school type of dude. Not necessarily get in his players' faces, but just fire up the squad. Big locker room motivation guy, similar to like MJ. I mean, him and MJ are good buddies, so I think he could take some motivational shit from him. And I would love to see MJ on the sidelines, inside the ropes for the United States team. That would be electric.
Oh, what if they all have the Michael Jordan shoes? That would be sick.
Well, Keegan was the OG guy that wore MJ's shoes. So, but the problem is kind of pitting them against each other. Michael Jordan is good buddies with Luke Donald and Keegan Bradley. I know I've seen.
Oh, so maybe he just supplies the whole thing.
Yeah,
maybe
well, I mean,
Jordan brand for both teams.
MJ is famous for saying that Democrats and Republicans both buy shoes. So I think MJ's pretty famous for not picking a side and not alienating. Oh, okay, JT.
Well, yeah, that's obvious.
Yeah.
I feel like number 7, whoever it was going to get
Dude,
picked.
look at JT. That is his camera. Oh no, he just looks so like dejected. Damn it, I wanted to get a picture of his face. He's just sitting there like this.
Yeah, he does. Maybe he's behind too. Maybe he's got a bad internet connection. He just couldn't.
That is
when you're
Justin
selected for the Ryder Cup team.
Justin Thomas looks like what is that veggie tail? Asparagus? Was it asparagus or broccoli?
Maybe asparagus. Yeah, it's definitely asparagus.
Okay, I think
he's got a tiny head.
Yeah, his tiny head and his neck is the same thickness. If Jordan Spieth gets picked for this shit, I'm rooting for Europe. I will jump ship. Depending on how today goes, we're both Americans here. I'm a proud American. No problem saying that, but I might pick the European team to win this shit. Like it.
Wow. Benedict Arnold.
Absolute Judas selling out the US team, but we are at a talent disadvantage this year. So Keegan Bradley better pick some guys that gel together, because otherwise we could get our shit stomped.
Oh, this is going to take forever, huh?
Shout out to this is yeah,
they're going to do my plumber's a little late.
I mean, I got to go play golf after this. Tough life, but
oh man,
might have to get going. Dude, do Justin Thomas and Justin Serbo not have the same like demeanor, same mannerisms and shit?
I can see that.
Serbo, our former
boss. Serby.
Yeah, it's constantly like the pursed lips like this. Like, just a real mature adult, just really taking everything in stride. Okay, now we're on to the next pick.
I think that was the only clearly obvious one.
Colin Morikawa. God damn it.
Told you.
God, that fucking bums me out. That I personally do not think that Colin Morikawa deserved to be on this team. Maybe because I'm a Colin hater slightly, but I just do not feel like he is. This will probably be the most golf he's played all year. He's like, fuck, I gotta ramp up for these 4 or 5 rounds. He's going to ask Keegan to sit him out fucking half the time, so he doesn't over extenuate himself. Was that a?
We just got a DM on Twitter that I just saw from one of our listeners, Nick, and he said, quote, attacking the inner thigh a few times is crazy work, from the last pod.
You do say some out-of-pocket shit.
Yeah, Mitchell's been saying this for a long time, Jeff. Morikawa, I expected him to be on the team just because that 7 and 8 feels like it was almost a guarantee. And Morikawa just feels like he has a ton of experience here. I think that's another thing that plays into these Ryder Cup picks a ton is Ben Griffin will probably get picked because of his numbers are just so off the charts. But to me, you've got current form as one of the differentiators. You've got overall player and career, I think, is one of the differentiators. But I do think number 3, especially for Keegan being a younger captain, a captain that shit might play in this thing. I think for him, that's very much getting guys that have played in this before is a big deal. And it may be a bigger deal than we even anticipated, because now that the more I think about it, I mean, JJ Spawn being an auto qualifier and never playing in one is a little bit not unnerving. JJ Spawn's a great player, but just in terms of Ryder Cup experience, Spawn is brand new. Harris English, right, is brand new. Am I correct on that?
No, I think he's played in a Ryder Cup before.
Well, so maybe it's just Spawn then, because Scotty obviously has, Bryson obviously has. Who else is in the auto qualifiers? Xander obviously has. Russell Henley, did you say Russell Henley? Has he or has he not?
Okay. Ben Griffin just got picked. Let's go.
Dude, this is an ass. I hate this. I'm still watching Morikawa. Can you pause your shit?
I mean, yeah, I'm afraid it's gonna fuck up my phone, or not my phone, my TV. We've paused it a few times, and then when we try to restart it, it just goes haywire. I don't know what's up with this Verizon cable.
Spencer 3 for 3 so far. No big deal.
I mean, I went outside the box. I give you these layups, and I try to actually.
No, I don't think you did. We had multiple people that literally said the same thing.
I give you the fucking layups.
No, I think yours was pretty yours was pretty experienced, Ryder Cup experience based, and yours was a little old boys club based.
How is that?
Which I think I like Burns,
Dude,
and
Burns is simply
because Burns and Cantlay is definitely old boys club scenario.
I wouldn't say Cantlay's old boys club. I mean, Cantlay's just I think he's got dog for being such a wet fucking blanket.
It's also interesting. Yeah, it's also interesting though when Keegan actually made these picks, because if he did it after this past weekend where Cantlay played so well at the Tour Championship, I think that could have greatly improved Patrick's chances versus if he already kind of was decided last week and then was just making the calls this week. I think that one tournament greatly changes how that comes out.
Yeah.
Now, he didn't win it, of course, but he was definitely there after having a pretty off year the entire year, to be honest.
Ben Griffin's just kind of an awkward dude, but I do like him.
He's bringing the aviators to the Ryder Cup, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely going to be rocking some sick shades. I do feel like Griffin is a pretty patriotic dude, though, for sure. It feels like he's going to really be stoked to represent this country. And there's also that factor as well. I mean, there's definitely nerves, but at the same time, I think he is actually going to be very stoked to be there and like want to represent the country. Whereas it feels like some guys in the past have not been, quite as stoked, quite as patriotic. Okay, you see the next pick yet?
No.
Okay, I did.
Cameron Young.
Yep.
Wow, look at that fucking guy.
Look at that lettuce. I do like Cam Young. He's kind of changed his mojo for me, I guess, for lack of a better term. And then obviously winning definitely helps that as well. So he's looked very good. I just got messed up on this tee time that I was supposed to have tomorrow, and I'm trying to sort this out. So if I seem slightly distracted, I just need to put the phone down for like 2 seconds, but now I need to move shit around for tomorrow. It's champagne problems, I guess you could say. Playing a little golf action. I think Swag made these bags. I think Swag has made these head covers and bags, which is a pretty big get for them. But their shit always looks really good.
Well, the money sign that usually says like the United States of America, but then it says the 45th Ryder Cup at Bethpage Black. All the little details of that. I hope somebody does a dive into that, like a Twitter thread, if you will, of all the details of the bags, because that'd be something I'm into. Yeah, Cam 100%. Young feels like a perfect guy for the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, a guy that's sponsored by the MLB. Will Griffin's playing partners be willing to play MaxFly? That is a good question. I did see a study that MaxFly is one of the longest balls in golf right now. So, I mean, maybe some of these guys, Cameron Young, guys like that, do not need the extra few yards, and they probably want a little bit more spin and control around the greens. But I mean, Max Fly does make a good ball. It's just, how many guys are going to say that they played a Max Fly in the Ryder Cup? But shout out to Max Fly and Ben Griffin. I mean, talk about marketing geniuses. Would you ever think that you'd see a Max Fly ball getting teed up in a Ryder Cup in this day and age? Like not 50, 60 years ago?
Yeah, it is pretty insane when we were selling 15 packs of those for 15 beans. That was like somebody comes in the pro shop and needs the most balls for the cheapest price. It was straight to the Max Fly 15 packers. Yeah, Cam Young's just America to me. Very America. Fits really well in this Ryder Cup team.
Mm-hmm.
And just has you would theoretically think he has a great match play game where he can just make a bunch of birdies. If he's going to make a few bogeys here and there, fine. But he has the overall talent level to make a ton of birdies. And really,
he could be a bit more of like a wild card for the U.S. team. Like go out and just make 9 birdies in a round and go fucking stomp someone or get ran. You know, he's definitely a body language guy. When it's not going well, you can tell. And he just doesn't want to be there. Hopefully he doesn't have any of those rounds. But him being from New York, being able to play, I guarantee you he's played Bethpage plenty of times throughout his life. So he probably knows the course well. And I mean, Bethpage is kind of a bomber's course, relatively speaking. So, oh, yeah. There he is.
I thought I was going to go perfect.
There's Elmer's glue, boy. Look at those ears. Taking up half the window behind him. Holy shit.
Dude, mine, literally since I just shaved my head 30 minutes ago, now my hats, I have to go one notch tighter on my hats because the whole first half of this pod, I always get messed up with the camera. My left ear was full like this, like Patrick Cantlay in it.
Feel like your ears are poking out like Dumbo.
That's a good pick. That's very much so we've seen him go out of the top 12 with Cameron Young and then a guy that's never played in the Ryder Cup. Now we see Keegan Bradley go back outside the top 12 with Patrick Cantlay, but very much a guy who was kind of the fire starter in the last Ryder Cup and really a guy that, has, even though he's as boring and as slow as he is, he's definitely got fire when it comes to playing in the Ryder Cup. Oh man, is the last pick going to be Keegan Bradley? Are they just going to go to a shot of him videotaping himself?
That would be so electric.
But or a shot of him calling himself like from his wife's cell phone to his cell phone and going and picking it up in a different room. That would be if he did that and then the US wins the Ryder Cup, that might be and it's like his winning putt. That might be the biggest power move in the history of professional sports. That is the biggest I am him move of all time.
Yeah. Well, so what is douchier if he says I'm going to pick myself or I'm going to pick Keegan Bradley?
He has to say I'm going to pick Keegan Bradley.
Does you think he goes full third person?
He has to.
Oh man, it's going to be a real letdown if he doesn't pick himself. But God, dude, Patrick Cantlay does have a melon on him.
Yeah, you go from Justin Thomas's little pinhead, little Patrick Starr pinhead to Cantlay with his massive dome.
Patrick Starr, no shit.
I very much I feel like if you take away our faces, and our ears, I look like Patrick Cantlay. I've got the same hairline. I've got relatively the same beard. Like me and Patrick are very similar. Don't you think?
Yeah, I mean,
like his hair is a little curlier and thicker up top, but if I grew mine out, that's almost exactly what it would look like. And that's almost my exact beard. I mean, down to the grays coming out right here where he's got those. Look at that. Got the same little.
He did not pick himself.
This fucking guy.
That is, I told you Keegan was not going to pick himself. God damn. Keegan stands on business and I respect him for doing this. I understand it's a bummer I want Keegan on this team, but he said his number one priority is captaining this team. And look at Sam Burns, just that Southern, like, frowny look on his face. All these guys, like, did Sam have a stroke this morning? What is going on with his eye? He definitely looks like something's going on here. It's interesting, though, that none of these guys have smiles on their faces when they pan to him. Like, did they tell them to do that, or did they, tell them to mean mug it? But I would like to think that I would be smiling if I just got the call that I was selected. I guess all these dudes knew in advance, but Sam Burns. Okay, let's rank captain's picks in terms of most dog to least dog.
Most dog to least dog on just the captain's picks. Most dog is absolutely Patrick Cantlay, I think, of those 6. Are you good with that ranking at number 1?
Most dog?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say Cantlay is probably, you're saying number 1.
Yes, most dog is.
Yeah. So, God, we're just doing terrible podcasting right now.
I'm trying to tweet.
So Sam Burns, we've got Morikawa, we've got Ben Griffin.
I think we can. I think Ben Griffin's just too nice to have dog, but I also think Colin Morikawa has less dog than Griff. I think maybe the second most dog, Justin Thomas. What do you think?
Yeah, I would say JT's up there. Okay, now they're giving us the full run. I think Cam Young has got dog in him for sure.
Cam Young's got dog. So it's going to go Cantlay, Young, most dog to least. Cantlay, Young, probably for me, Burns. No, Cantlay, Young, Justin Thomas, then Burns, then Griffin, then Morikawa. Biggest dog to Great Dane to Chihuahua.
See, I think that Sam Burns and Colin Morikawa are in a pillow fight for who has the least dog in them. Because I think Sam Burns, all he's done this year is fucking choke away golf tournaments. Winning for him.
Let's hear what he says here. They asked him how close he was to picking himself.
See, he just said these guys stepped up and played their way onto the team. At what point did Colin Morikawa play his way onto the team?
Show us the evidence.
At what point? Yeah, give me cold hard evidence here.
This might have been a perfect captain's picks if you just flipped Morikawa for Keegan Bradley. That might have been an elite 6 guys.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Keegan definitely seems torn up about not playing, and in every other world, if he's not the captain, he's 100% playing in this.
Well, and whoever asked the question just now, so for those of you guys that aren't watching the actual live broadcast, somebody just asked a question, Big J Journalist, which is actually a great question. They said, what would you say to the question that if anybody else other than Keegan Bradley was the captain of the Ryder Cup team, they would have picked Keegan Bradley? And he said, we'll never know. But that's a great question. That's a phenomenal question because in my mind, he gets picked 100 times out of 100, 99 out of 100. Yeah. Any other 100 former USA captains or current USA captains or co-captains or future, they're picking Keegan Bradley sitting at 11 there.
Well, yeah, and that is the tough part. It's hard to even compare him to anybody because he's in great form, but he's also, even if he wasn't in the best form, he is, Captain America. He is that dude who's got more America in his heart than anybody else on that entire squad. So
exactly. He goes, oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say it's pretty disappointing that we're not going to see Keegan tee it up because that would have been an all-time electric factory.
Yeah, so he goes with his captain's picks. He goes number 7, and these are qualifying points. Number 7, Justin Thomas. Number 8, Colin Morikawa. Number 9, Ben Griffin. Number 14, Cameron Young. Number 15, Patrick Cantlay. And number 16, Sam Burns. So 10, 11, 12, and 13 all get skipped over. And 14, 15, 16 get in. And I want to say,
read me those names again, 10, 11, 12.
McNeely, Keegan, Harmon, Novak.
Okay. Novak, I would say out of that group, McNeely hasn't really done anything special. Harmon has really not had a good year either. Those two, I would say, definitely didn't deserve a spot. But Novak, I feel like, was on the outside looking in. I could definitely see Novak being a future Ryder Cupper. But it kind of feels like if Griffin got on the team, I feel like maybe Novak should have been on it with him, but he would definitely be a bit of a wild card if he did. I just going with Collin Morikawa, I feel like is somewhat of a safe pick, but I don't know what that's going to give us, Sunday at the Ryder Cup when somebody needs to step up and get a point for the U.S. team. Is it going to be Collin? I don't know. Okay, so maybe before we wrap this up, let's make an early, obviously we're allowed to change. We're allowed to switch positions. It's a month till the Ryder Cup. Give me your early reactions based on what you now know is the U.S. squad versus this European team. Who are you taking, and by what size of margin?
I think right now, knowing what we know about the European team, when does Luke Donald pick those captain's picks? Is that coming up at some point? I would assume.
I think
soon.
Yeah, I think very soon. It's got to maybe either be today or tomorrow. Let's see when I'm going to find it on Twitter.
I'm giving the early lead to the European team with the current American team that I see. I just think the European team is very slim margin, maybe a point, maybe 2 points right now. But as much as I predicted the Collin Morikawa pick, I don't necessarily love it. Cameron Young, you just don't know what you're going to get. Ben Griffin, obviously playing very good golf. You don't know what you're going to get. Patrick Cantlay, you know exactly what you're going to get there. Justin Thomas has had a better year, so I feel good about that. 2024 Justin Thomas, I would have been like, I don't know what we're getting there on the golf course. And then Sam Burns, you kind of know what you're going to get at the Ryder Cup, but also lack of, he's got a 1-2 Ryder Cup record. So I don't, the other thing is too, is like Xander had one of the greatest 2024s of, one of the greatest years in the PGA Tour history, winning 2 majors last year, but right now is not playing all that good at golf. And JJ Spawn is, everybody other than Scotty Scheffler on the Ryder Cup team is either not in the best form. Those 3 things we talked about earlier: being in good form, being having Ryder Cup experience, and then just being an overall career. I feel like other than Scotty Scheffler, none of the guys on the U.S. team have all 3 of those. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like none of the 3 of those guys are playing great right now, have played in Ryder Cups, or are what was the other one? I just forgot what I fucking said. Their current form, Ryder Cup history,
and their overall career.
Yeah, I feel like none of the guys have all 3 of those except for Scotty Scheffler.
For sure. No, I would agree. Real quick, European team as of now. So they've got McIlroy, McIntyre, Fleetwood, Rose, Hatton, and Højgaard locked. Those are their 6 automatic. So the list below is Straka, Lowry, Ludwig Aubert, Victor Hovland, Matt Wallace, and Matt Fitzpatrick, and then Tom Dietrich, Aaron Rai, Jordan Smith. Basically, I feel like it's going to go Straka, Lowry, Ludwig, Hovland.
It's going to go 7 through 11, and then skip Wallace and go to Fitzpatrick, and that's going to be the European team.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, I could see maybe Aaron Rai getting the nod. Dietrich's had a rough end of the year. And Harry Hall being at 19 is pretty criminal. Like, that dude has had a phenomenal season. Definitely kind of just jumped onto the scene, but still it's going to be, I could see that being a low key out of left field pick. But if a guy like Hovland didn't have a decent end of the year, which he kind of did, he kind of figured it out a little. Ludwig's been very quiet. Lowry hasn't had a great year, and Straka has kind of fallen off towards the end of the season as well. So interesting to see when they pick their team what goes down there. But we will definitely be back in next Monday to discuss. Or are we just going Wednesday?
Wednesday. We'll be back next Wednesday. Big Drive Energy Live, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 p.m. Mountain. Same YouTube channel. Make sure you're following us on all the socials at Big Drive Energy, Big Drive Energy Golf on Instagram. We appreciate you all tuning in, whether you're live or if you're listening to this later on. The captain's picks have been selected. We have Justin Thomas, Colin Morikawa, Cameron Young, Patrick Cantlay, Sam Burns, and Ben Griffin rounding out your 12 for the Ryder Cup team at Bethpage Black in exactly 30 days from now. Everybody enjoy your weekend, the final weekend without NFL football until February. We've got a full slate of college football. All the sports are coming back. It's an electric time of the year, and we hope you guys tune in with us and stick with us for the entire Ryder Cup and the entire fall season. We'll be back next Wednesday. Have a great weekend, everybody. Peace.
Peace.